Hey there, I'm Coco Cabral, and welcome to Coco's Flame Zone, where I help you to train, transform, and triumph in life. I am coming to you live for the first time on this YouTube channel to give you a live heads up about a live interview that I'm going to do with the amazing Renée Isermann, who is the founder of Yoga4Face. That's the number 4, but it's also Yoga for Face. So she is the founder of this amazing company. And I'm going to be interviewing her, like I said, live right here. So all you have to do is hop onto my YouTube channel at 1 p.m. Los Angeles time. That's where I am streaming live from, down to sunny downtown Los Angeles. And that is also, so this is Friday, January 28th. So 1 p.m. sunny downtown Los Angeles time, which is 4 p.m. New York time, my hometown, which is 10 p.m. Vienna time, because Renée is coming in from Vienna. Yes, that is exactly where she lives and is based. She travels from there all around to teach people. She apparently has taught thousands of people already how to use her own system of yoga that is specifically geared towards your face, so that she's going to explain more, but from what I know, it's so that we can have our faces nice and beautiful and feel confident about our faces, especially now that we are doing things like this, like streaming live on YouTube and in meetings on Zoom. Oh my gosh, we are entering year 3 of this time of just doing this as part of our very real daily lives, whether it's for work and we've got to look presentable and confident for work, whether it is for family reasons and we still want to look happy and cheerful and healthy for our families. Same for friends. Maybe it's like a happy hour for a group that you're a part of, and you just want to look your best. But also, my feeling is, knowing Renée, and also knowing a little bit, just a little bit, I haven't tried it yet, but knowing a little bit about what she does and what she's like as a human, I have a strong feeling it's not just, looking, right? Looking good. I'll reach over here just for a moment. I'm going to be using this actual mirror as part of how we're going to do the demo on Friday, because I'm going to tell a special story. It's, of course, a flamenco related story. And that I'm just teasing for now. So I'll actually tell the story on Friday, not today. But this is a real story, really happened, and it has come full circle for me almost 20 years later. And this is such incredibly perfect, unbelievable timing. So I'm going to tell the story, and Renée is going to tell a little bit about herself, and I'll be asking her questions based on all of that. And we're going to be using mirrors just like this. So if you get to join us live, or if you get to watch the replay, that's also fine. Feel free to have a mirror handy, like we will be doing. So I will be using this mirror right here. This mirror happens to be from our time when we lived in Santa Fe. So you can see all this great, like hammered, I guess it's hammered tin, I think, work, and this great sort of tile work with the bulls, because of course in flamenco we respect the bull and the bullfighter. So anyway, I'm going to be using this, and let's see, I'm glancing down. Actually, I need to put my glasses on because I do see, oh my gosh, people joining in live. This is so exciting. exciting. I'm also realizing that for Friday, I'm going to need to raise my laptop closer to me so that I'm not always like, hang on, right? Like leaning out of frame. But I will lean out of frame just for a moment because I see I have a question coming in from Sarah. Oh my gosh. Yes, she's saying Renee is fantastic. Oh, so awesome. We have a question coming in already. Oh, dang. Thank you, Sarah, for asking this question. I'm going to reach over. Actually, let me see if I can. I think I can. I'm going to bring my laptop actually onto my lap. How funny is that, right? So I'm going to bring my laptop onto my lap so that I'm not, leaning out of frame all the time to, do the questions. And I am going to, it says here on Streamyard, yay, this works. Oh my gosh. So this is also delightful. This is the first time I'm using Streamyard as an interviewer. I've used it as an interviewee. This is my first time as an interviewer. So I'm very delighted. So you're seeing my reactions real time. I'm very delighted that sure enough, when I click on your question, it shows up. Check that out. So Sarah asks, would love to know what to do. Oh, dang, Sarah, real about forehead wrinkles and jowls. Same. I'm serious. Same question. So what I'm going to do right now, I hope the lighting is good. I might have to turn down the lighting or pull the shades for Friday. But for today, I'll lean in pretty close so that you guys can see, right? So you guys can see, I don't know if I get closer, I think so. I actually have, now you can see. I actually have, so here's the full reveal. I actually have what I consider to be at 56. I'm going to be 57 in a month. I think these are pretty deep forehead wrinkles. I think so. And it actually is legit a thing that I'm self-conscious about. In my face, also the jowls, same. Oh my gosh, Sarah, same. So I will for sure save this question and be sure that we're going to do also a Q&A after Renee does like a little demo based on the story that I'm going to tell and the question, the sort of intro question that I'm going to ask her after she does that particular demo. Then we're going to do Q&A. We're going to do the Q&A live. So definitely join in. And if you're able to join in, Sarah, then go ahead and ask the question. But I will have it like on a sort of side list of questions or something to be sure to get that in, since you're asking ahead of time, like 2 days ahead of time. Oh my gosh. So super cool. But yeah, I think, I think the forehead wrinkles are a really common, thing to be self-conscious about. Like I said, real. I'm super self-conscious about my forehead wrinkles. And kind of becoming self-conscious as the jowls, I don't know, become more, what's a good word? More pronounced or something. So absolutely, this is such a good question. I love that. So now, I'm not sure I'll have to see, how do you oh yeah, there's hide. Okay. Forgive me. And also thank you for your patience as I actively learn StreamYard during this live. But for me, I'm very much a person who learns by doing. I'm a visual learner, but I'm also a very kinesthetic learner. Of course, being a dancer, duh, right? But also I'll tell you, being a doctor, learning how to be a doctor is also very kinesthetic, meaning, it's very, sort of hands-on, and you learn things, by doing, physically doing things with your body. So both, right? Both of those parts of me are very visual and very, very kinesthetic. So the best way for me to learn StreamYard into YouTube like this is to actually do it like we're doing now. So thank you so much for your your patience with me as I sort of discover this on my own. So again, thank you, Sarah, for that comment. I'm also going to show the other thing that you said, because I would like, if Renee gets to watch this later, I would really like her to see that. And for people who watch this on the replay, or as people join in, because I'll stay on a little bit longer, so that they can also see. I agree. Renee is truly fantastic. Her energy is tremendous. Not only like super upbeat, but also like so warm and so loving. Just, yeah, just all of that. And her accent is so wonderful. So I think her accent will be very delightful for us over here stateside. So super cool. So I'm going to go ahead and do the hide. Yay, super cool. So also for anyone out there who happens to be watching this on the replay, if you have questions and I've already ended this live, please do type them into the comments and I will add them to my list that I will bring with me for the live interview on Friday, so that hopefully we can make time for Renee to ask answer as many of the questions as possible. Whatever questions come in live, but also whatever questions come in ahead of time. So between now and Friday, we've got a little bit under 48 hours until then to ask questions, right? And I really will, make kind of a running list of questions. So super, super massive thank you for that. So here's another thing. I have been a little bit like, as I've been kind of talking up this upcoming interview, like in my classes, my flamenco fitness classes, I've also been asking people this, right? Like, what do you think you might want to ask her? And so another question, I know, Jeff, I had a feeling that forehead wrinkles was going to come up. And I also had a very strong feeling, jowls was going to come up. Another thing that came up was crow's feet, right? Wrinkles over here, these smiling wrinkles at the corner of your eye. So I know that came up. Some people were wondering like what to do about those. And another one that came up, I think actually even more than that one, another one that came up was, under the eyes, like either bags under the eyes or like circles under the eyes that make you look tired. And I know for me, like I'll get puffy. And sometimes even with I sleep every single night with a silk eye pillow that's filled with flax. And I know I have mentioned that. I don't know if I've mentioned it here on YouTube, but I know I've mentioned it maybe on Instagram or something before. And I've had people ask like more information. So I will be talking more about that like separately. But despite, sleeping with that mask, sometimes for whatever reason, especially if I'm sick, I just recovered from a cold actually last week. It was kind of a moderate cold. Was I waking up with, puffy eyes. And I actually tend to get one eye puffier than the other. Oh, that's a good look, right? So, but then I might still have to show up at a Zoom meeting or something. So I think that's going to be a common question also. And I just kind of lived through extra puffiness there. So who knows? We'll see if that comes up again. But that has come up as I've been kind of just asking around, and letting people know that I'm going to do this live interview on Friday. And that was one of the topics that kind of, people just sort of dropped in there. So I'm sure that'll come up. And any other questions? I'm sure there are other questions that people have about, what they're self-conscious about on their face, what they've been noticing as we've been, getting through all these Zoom meetings. And now, oh my gosh, maybe people returning to in-person work, right? And how is that affecting, how you're feeling about how your face is looking, especially if you haven't been meeting people in person live in a long time. And and here in LA, we do still have to wear masks indoors, and I think even outdoors, especially if it's a big crowd. I wear my mask all the time, because it's been crazy. Just, oh my gosh. So like with exposures and stuff. But and that's a whole other conversation. But also I'm like realizing off the top of my head, another question is like I switched over to the N95s from cloth. And then sometimes I'll double mask, like a surgical mask with cloth over, sometimes double surgical mask. I saw a nurse do that when I had to get tested a couple times last week. And, but I did switch over to the N95 when we weren't sure if we had been exposed and we had possible symptoms. Everything was negative. So yay, thank gosh. But what I noticed with the N95 is that woo-wee, like it really kind of presses in here. And I noticed that when I would take it off, when I wore it for kind of a long time, not even that long, really, let's say an hour or something, like, yeah, I felt like I was more puffy. So maybe that's a good question. That might be a good question. Maybe I'm gonna put that on my list, like as my question to put on the list. But I'm sure other people would have that same question. So we'll see. We'll see what the questions are. So let's see. I'm also glancing at my clock because I do want to keep this particular live right around that 20-minute mark. On Friday, we're going to be aiming for about a 20-minute interview and demo. And then, if we go a little bit over for Q&A, then we go a little bit over for Q&A. It depends on how active that Q&A ends up being. But we're really shooting for about a 20-minute mark, so that the replay is nice, is a nice length for people to be able to take in and digest and really get the most out of that time, without feeling like overwhelmed or, oh my gosh, I can't watch something for 30 minutes or something like that. So that's what we're going to aim for. So be sure that you mark your calendar. If you want to be really, really sure, set a reminder on your calendar for that to ding ding. And if you really, really, really want to be sure to click the bell next to the subscribe button here on my YouTube channel, and YouTube will notify you when we go live. So, and it'll notify you every time I post something like this, right? So I look forward to that. I look forward to welcoming you here again. Thank you to Sarah for joining. And for anybody else, if I'm just not seeing you here on Streamyard, because it looks like on Streamyard I see comments, but I might have to have YouTube, I don't know, like maybe off to the side to be able to see comments like through YouTube. I don't know. We'll see. Maybe I'll have to test that separately. I might test that later tonight. So anyway, we'll see what happens. But anyway, as I was saying, click that bell. YouTube will notify you when we go live on Friday as a reminder. And every time I post any video. And let's see, I think that is it for now. So with that, thank you again for joining me here. Whether you're here live with me or you are watching this on a replay. Again, if you would like to put in the comments below your question or questions for Renee about what are you self-conscious about in your face that maybe she can help you with. And I'll be sure to add that to my question list for her on Friday when we do our Q&A. All right, so join in. Be sure you join in because we're only going to go for about 20 minutes. So 2:30 to about 2:50. All right, so I will see you then. With that, as always, I close these out with a giant mwah. All right.